Today, we'll have Amy's family trip to Disney World. That's coming up on this episode 505 of WDW Prep to Go. Hello and welcome to WDW Prep to Go, where we talk strategy and ideas and have lots and lots of trip reports for people planning their Disney World trips. I'm your host, Shannon Albert from WDWPrepSchool.com. Thank you for being here for episode 505. Today is another trip report. This one is with Amy. She recently traveled with her twin boys, her sister, and her niece. And so they did a sister plus kids trip to Disney World. Amy is a pro, an annual pass holder at Disney World, and she was being kind of a guide for her sister and niece, so had to adapt to their needs and their style, and you'll hear from her in just a minute. As always, a reminder to follow on social media, and a reminder that if you want to be a guest on a trip report like Amy, the only way to do that is to leave a message on the Speak pipeline. I think for a while I was including this in every episode, and then I kind of fell off. And now I've started getting emails and DMs again asking how to be on the podcast. So I'm going to bring it back in case anyone hasn't heard. The only way you can do it is to leave a voicemail at SpeakPipe, and you need to give the general details of your trip. And then if it works out with our schedule, somebody on my team will reach out to get you booked for your pre-trip and your post-trip. I think that is it for the intro. Here are my chats with Amy. Welcome to the podcast, Amy.
Hi, Shannon. Thanks for having me.
We are talking on Thursday, February 26th, and I understand you're headed to Disney World.
Yes, we are on Saturday.
So February 28th?
Yes.
Through March what?
March 7th.
Okay. Who's we? Who's going?
So it's going to be my sister and I taking our kids to Disney. So it'll be myself and then my 11-year-old twin boys. And then her daughter, who is 6.
Her daughter is 6. Okay. So 2 11-year-olds and a 6-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going with your sister. That's fun. Have you guys ever traveled together?
We have. Yeah. So she actually came to Disney with us a couple times when we went as a family, and our boys were really young. We just needed an extra set of hands with the twins. So I think they were like almost 2 years old and then 3 years old when she came with us.
Okay. But so she's come with you in the past when they were littler. Okay. So now everyone's much bigger.
Yes.
And it's going to be a totally different thing. Have you traveled this time of year before?
Yeah.
So you must enjoy the weather, the crowds. You're kind of in between the crowds here.
Yeah, kind of in between the crowds. The weather is the biggest thing. We live in Wisconsin, so it's nice to get out of the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And then this time of year works best for my work schedule, just getting coverage for the time I need off. And yeah, she thought, why not go on a winter trip as well?
And that sounds good. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, so how are you getting to Orlando on Saturday?
We'll be flying out of Milwaukee.
And does everybody live in Milwaukee? Are you guys flying together?
We're flying together, but it is about a 2-hour drive from where we live.
Okay. So 2-hour drive to the airport, and then you fly to Orlando. When do you arrive?
Our flight should arrive around 3 p.m.
Okay. And where are you staying?
We're staying at All-Star Movies, and we got 2 separate rooms.
Okay. 2 rooms. And how are you getting there from the airport?
We're just going to do a Lyft. I usually use the Lyft app. We are using that new luggage service through Southwest and the Value Resorts. So we're going to try that out and see how it goes. It seems like it might be nice to not have to carry luggage around. So we'll try it.
Yeah. And that's the luggage transfer program. For people that don't know, it's only Value Resorts and only Southwest. So as of the time we're speaking, what have you done to set that up for yourself?
So I got an email from Disney, I think it was about 30 days out from our trip. And there was a link where you could go to a website. BagCheck is the company they use. Mm-hmm. And you just fill out your flight information and then your resort reservation information. And they set it up for you. And then about a week ago, we got some luggage tags. in the mail, and they're very basic luggage tags. They're just yellow, and they only have the name of your resort on it. So they don't have any personal information, but those go on your bag when you check it in at the airport. And then the information they gave us is that they will grab our luggage from the airport for us, and then it will be in our room, they estimate, within 4 hours from the time we land.
Okay. And for people that aren't familiar, the point is that you can drop your luggage in Milwaukee and you won't have to see it again until you're at your hotel,
Yes.
which can be nice, especially for parents with kids, but anybody can use it.
Yeah, especially when it's just 2 adults, 3 kids traveling. And I think this will actually allow us to take a smaller lift too. I
Mm,
think we'll be able to do the lift XL versus
s-
XXL.
Such a great point. I hadn't considered this, but you're absolutely right because you really do have to figure out how am I going to get there with this number of people and their bags.
Mhm.
So you're right. One car instead of two, maybe.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So then you'll get to also maybe hope you'll have your stuff that evening. But
Mhm.
what are you planning to do that evening?
The plan that evening is to just check out the resort. So Emma has never been to Disney. So this being her first trip, I think she's going to just want to really see a lot of things that we have all seen already and might look just very common to us because we tend to go a lot actually. But for Emma, it's all going to be new. So we're just going to take our time letting her take everything in. We'll probably do the pool this day, eventually unpack our stuff. I know there's some different things in the evening that the resort does, like the movie Under the Stars and the
Hmm.
campfire. So I want to do some of that stuff with her. Yeah, just really relaxing, getting into the Disney vibes this day.
I was just looking at the forecast. The temperatures look great.
Yes.
Your
Better
trip.
than they have been.
Yeah, we've had lots of trip reports of people freezing. I
Yeah.
have a feeling that will not be your situation.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm happy.
so time at the resort, your luggage will arrive. Are you doing anything with like grocery delivery?
Yes, we are using vacation grocery delivery to get some stuff for in our rooms. We typically tend to just eat breakfast in our rooms. So, mostly breakfast items, snacks for in the park, some drinks that we like to have.
Okay. Then let's talk about Sunday, March 1st.
All right. So, this is actually not a park day either. It's a relaxing day. This trip will definitely be a little bit different. Usually, when me and my boys go, we do the parks pretty hard, but my sister and Emma wanted a little more relaxing trip. So, we're taking a little more time to relax on this trip.
I would say that is one of the interesting parts about traveling with different people. Like
Yeah.
a solo trip, a family trip, traveling with friends, it's all going to be different. And you're just adapting to
Y-
the needs of your group.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm excited for it because as much as I love, being in the parks every single day, I think there's something to be said about just slowing down and enjoying, time with each other. And yeah, I think it'll be really nice.
So, what do you think you'll do on your non park day?
So the plan is to do Chef Mickey's for breakfast that morning. We have a 9:35 reservation. And then we're going to either do Disney Springs right away after that or go back to the resort and do the pool. So just kind of depends what everyone wants to do. We will do both of those activities at some point during the day, just not sure what order we'll do them in.
Hmm. Anything else planned?
No, that's it for that day.
Well, it's going to be easy to relax then.
Yes, it will be.
Okay. Monday, March 2nd.
Okay, so this is when we head to the parks. So we did the Disney Plus 3 park ticket, and then we added a day at Magic Kingdom, a single day ticket for Magic Kingdom. So this is our Animal Kingdom day. I imagine we'll probably start our days pretty early as Emma is an early riser. So I think we'll try to stick to her schedule for the most part. So, Animal Kingdom, we did not buy lightning lanes, but I did buy the single pass lightning lane for my boys and I because we love Flight of Passage. It's our favorite ride. So, we'll fit that in. Emma's never really been on rides before, except for like maybe some local fair rides like that. So, I'm not really sure what she's going to be into. what she's going to like. So we're just going to have to see what she likes.
Yeah, always one of the challenges.
Mhm.
I'm always curious about that. How do you know where they're gonna ride? You don't. That's the answer.
Yeah, we'll start slow and see how she does. But our top priorities for Animal Kingdom are the safari. I think she's going to love that. There's a lot of characters at Animal Kingdom that I think she would really like. But again, I don't know if she's going to like characters at all. So we're going to try it out this day and hopefully meet Moana and Mickey and Minnie. She does like Zootopia. So we'll see if we can meet them.
Mhm. That will be a gentle warm up to all the Disney parks.
Yeah, we always have the greatest time in Animal Kingdom. The vibes are just relaxing, so I think it'll be a really good start for her.
What about dining?
Dining, we do not have any dining reservations this day. I really didn't want to be held down to many reservations on this trip.
Mhm.
I just kind of to go with the flow. We did purchase the quick service dining plan, but only for my sister and Emma's room. It really didn't make sense to do it for my room because my kids are considered adults, but they don't eat like adults. So we're just going to share the credits from my sister's room the whole
Mhm.
trip and just kind of use those until they run out. So we'll be doing mostly quick service dining. I think Flame Tree Barbecue is one we'd like to try. That seems like one everybody would like. We definitely want to also do both the Lion King and the Nemo show on this day. I know that everyone will like those. As far as other rides, I really don't think we'll plan to do other rides. My kids aren't really into big roller coasters, but there's so much other things to do at Animal Kingdom. I think we'll enjoy just in the trails and seeing the animals, taking some photos, different things like that.
Mhm. That's all you can do right now.
Yeah, yeah, really.
I mean, there's always a park that's in flux, and it just happens to be this one right now.
Yes. Yeah, we're okay with it because new things coming are always exciting too.
They are. Okay, so it sounds like a fun, lovely day at Animal Kingdom. What time do you think that you will be heading out then?
I don't know. The park is open until 7. I feel like we could fill an entire day at Animal Kingdom. I have no problem doing that. I also don't know what Emma's stamina is going to be like at the park. So we're just gonna see. We'd like to, like I said, fit in the shows and safari, different things like that. So as long as we hit our list, we'll just go with the flow and see what the kids want to do that day.
Okay, that sounds good. Are you ready to talk about Tuesday, March 3rd?
Yes.
What's that day?
So this is our Magic Kingdom day. So there's a lot going on this day.
Mhm.
So we'll plan to start the day early. I think the day before will be Animal Kingdom. So I think we'll get in bed at a decent time the night
Mhm.
before. So plan is to start the day early. I don't I don't necessarily feel like we need to run to any specific ride this morning. So we'll be there early, but not necessarily for early entry. We'll just kind of see how the morning goes. I did purchase lightning lanes this day. So we have the multi pass. And then I also purchased the single pass for Seven Dwarfs for all of us. And I purchased single pass for Tron for me and one of my boys. And that will be a new ride for us. He really wants to try it. So I said, okay, we'll do it.
But his brother does not.
His brother does not. Nope. He's definitely more cautious when it comes to thrilling rides.
Just a testament to how twins may look alike. They are not the same people.
Absolutely. They're 100% different. You'll see too in pictures after that they don't even look alike. So,
Okay.
yes. Yeah. So, the plan this morning is to get there early, maybe fit in a ride or two, but we do have a Dumbo Lightning Lane right away in the morning. I like to book one early so that we can open up the tiers, different tiers for the Lightning Lanes and start getting more tier 1 rides. So we'll do Dumbo right away, and then I'm going to plan to book a couple lightning lanes for the later morning for my boys and I, because Emma will actually be doing Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique with her mom, and that reservation is for 10:40.
Okay.
So while she's doing that, the plan is for me and my boys to go do a couple rides that are our favorites that we know Emma won't like. And we do have a lightning lane for Tiana's. And then we're hoping to also do Space Mountain and Pirates during that time.
Pirates isn't friendly for your 6-year-old niece?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Mm.
So I really don't know. I just hate to put her on it and then scare her with like the dark and the kind of like
Mhm.
pirate of it all. So I'm not really sure. Her mom was like, she's not gonna know if she missed it. So just go do it with the boys, and yeah, we'll have plenty of other stuff to do that day. So
Mhm. Okay, that'll be fun.
yeah. I did miss we do also have a lightning lane for Winnie the Pooh at 9:50. So we'll do that. And then our Seven Dwarfs is actually at the same time. So we'll have a lot to pack in before she does Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. I'm sure there will be some snacks involved as well.
And
Uh,
am I safe to assume you're the planner for the group?
yes.
So
Yes.
will you also be booking lightning lanes for everyone
Yes.
during the trip? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, my sister's just kinda she's along for the ride. I love doing the planning though, so I don't mind.
I mean, you kinda have to have it that way. Too many cooks in the kitchen, it's a mess.
You're right. Yes.
Mhm. Okay. What else?
Alright, so after Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, we'll meet up again. I figure it's about a 2-hour experience, so, maybe around 12:30 we'll meet up. We'll have some lunch, again, just doing quick service. Some options that I know all the kids will like are Casey's Corner, Pinocchio Village House, so those are some options we have. I also want to make sure that we get to meet the princesses after she has done her Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, so that's a priority right after the lunchtime. And then I also wanna make sure she gets to do Enchanted Tales with Belle before it closes for the day. So I think we'll do Princesses, Enchanted Tales with Belle right after Bibbidi Bobbidi, and then hopefully get that in also before the parade. So, the parade is a big priority for us.
Okay.
I love the live entertainment and shows, so I did see that the Main Street Band and Dapper Dans are gonna be out after the parade, so I'd like to see them. And then Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair will also have some show times after the parade too, so those will be our priorities for those afternoon hours. After that, it will be probably doing some more lightning lanes, really whatever we can find. I think Emma will love Little Mermaid and Jungle Cruise, Barnstormer. I also think she's gonna love the shows a lot, so we'll do, like, Country Bears and Mickey's PhilharMagic. I'm sure we'll take a ride on the People Mover, everybody always loves that one. So,
Mhm.
we'll just kind of fill our later afternoon, early evening with whatever lightning lanes we can grab. We do have the Photo Pass or Memory Maker, so we will plan to do a lot of stops to take cute photos.
Mhm. Well, it's gonna come in really handy after the Bibbidi Bobbidi or at Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and afterwards. Hmm.
Yes, yeah. I'm so excited for her. She's really excited about doing that. And I've only ever traveled with my boys, so I have not done that with anyone yet. So it'll be really cool to see her experience there.
Is this a day where you stay until fireworks?
I don't know. Again, I'm not sure what the stamina is going to be like. My sister and I have also talked about like the plan if her and Emma are done for the day,
Mhm.
they're comfortable heading back to the resort on their own if me and the boys want to stay later.
Mhm.
I know that my boys will do an entire day, and Happily Ever After is my absolute favorite show. So I would love to see it, but I also understand if everyone else is worn out, we can head back too.
Okay.
I do want to see the Starlight Parade. It is running at 7:45 that day. So I think that would definitely be possible for everyone to stay for that.
Mhm. Okay. So we'll just play it by ear.
Yep.
I always say every trip has its own rhythm, and it takes a little time to figure out what it is, especially when you're with a new group
Yes.
that you're not used to traveling with. Okay. So you may or may not stay through the end, but it sounds like you and your boys are more sure, like that you
Yeah.
can make it through the parade and fireworks.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They've done full days several times. And I'd say while the parade is not and the fireworks are not a priority of theirs, they're usually pretty willing to let me see the things I like to see,
Mhm.
as long as they've gotten all their favorite rides in for the day. So,
Okay. Are you ready to talk about the next day, Wednesday, March 1st?
yes.
What's the plan?
All right, so this is going to be another rest day. So I'm kind of hoping I can talk Emma into staying late at Magic Kingdom the night before, given the fact that we will have a rest day.
Mhm.
So we'll see
Mhm.
how that goes. We also do have a plan. So she's 6, but she might need a stroller. We are just going to get one from the parks if we decide she wants one. We don't think she'll need one for like going back to the resort or anything like that to and from the resort. So we're just going to do a park stroller if we decide she needs one.
Mhm.
But so this day, yeah, Wednesday, March 4th, this is just a completely chill day. So it looks like the weather's going to be beautiful. So
Mhm.
cool day. My boys love the poolside activities and games, and I know those usually start around 12:30. So that's gonna be the priority for the day is to be at the pool, be able to hang out, interact with the cast members, maybe make some friends, just relax at the pool all day. We can also do Disney Springs this day if we wanna do that. So maybe we'll do pool during the day and then Disney Springs in the evening, go have dinner somewhere at Disney Springs.
Mhm. McDonald's is right by your resort.
And I've actually never been to that one, so that might be a good idea. It is something I've heard you really need to check out.
It's a unique McDonald's.
Yes. Yeah. I've looked at the menu because I was curious. I heard they had much more than just cheeseburgers, and they do.
Mhm. Yeah, it's an interesting concept, and it just happens to be near you.
It is, yeah.
Okay,
Maybe we'll put that on the list.
an option. Okay, so that's your chill Wednesday.
Mhm.
I've stopped writing rest day in my notes because usually people say rest day and then they end up being really busy, but this genuinely sounds like a rest day.
Yes. Yes, I tried really hard to make
Mhm.
actual rest days,
I
so
usually just say non-park day, and then I assume that there's a list of, things coming. But
yeah.
that's pretty relaxing.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, we really want this to be, like, part exciting, fun, part relaxing too, because 'cause we're both worn out moms, so
Mhm. Yeah. All right, then let's talk about Thursday, March 5th.
Alright, so this is our Epcot day. So, I did buy lightning lanes again for this day, the lightning lane multi-pass. We have so far let's see, what do we have for lightning lanes? I have a Nemo at 9 o'clock, so we'll tap in, and then the hope is to grab Remy's right after we tap into that one. But then I also have Frozen Ever After for 10:15, and then I have a Soarin' for later in the day.
And you would have made your lightning lanes a few days ago, right? For
Yes.
your trip. Did you have any issues?
No. No, I didn't at all. There were a lot of availability for times.
I think there are people that are spooked because the peak crowds in mid-February, they sold out of lightning lanes. And so I just wanted to check with you to make sure
Okay.
that yours were good.
Yeah. Yeah, I did see that, and I also remember hearing that, and I was a little spooked with the prices of lightning lanes, I'm not gonna lie, so our Magic Kingdom day was 35, that's the most I've ever paid for a Magic Kingdom day, and then Epcot is 24, again, most I've ever paid for an Epcot day, so we'll see how the crowds are.
And this is why we just launched a lightning lane calculator to help you predict it, but the number
Yeah.
is a little upsetting to see.
Yes. Yes, I did actually calculate the total for all of the lightning lanes we purchased, and we're only doing 2 park days for the multi-pass, and it's still a high number.
It's still you have, a fairly decent sized group. So every single $35 charge is, times what, 5?
Mhm. 5, yep.
So it adds up really fast.
It it does, yes. That's why we picked the parks that we thought would be most beneficial for Lightning Lane.
Mhm.
So we did Magic Kingdom and Epcot. So our Epcot day, yeah, we'll start the day over at Nemo. I know it probably doesn't need a Lightning Lane, but again, I like to get that first one out of the way so I can start booking other things. Again, going for Ratatouille. I think Emma will really like that one. So the plan after that is to do Nemo, maybe do something else that has a lower wait time over there before our 10:15 Frozen. And then I want to head to the World Showcase to start meeting some characters after that ride. Again, if Emma likes characters, I think we'll know by then if she likes them. But there's so many neat characters to meet in Epcot. The top of our list is Winnie the Pooh and then a couple princesses. So we'll see how that plays out.
I think the setting for a lot of them is so nice too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not usually in like just a room with a backdrop or something.
Yeah, it's actually in like a location in the
Mhm.
country, maybe in a gazebo or something like that.
At least it
Really
makes it more
nice.
interesting. So hopefully if she's into meeting the princesses, she'll enjoy this.
Mhm. Yeah, and I don't know what the boys will do. So my boys really like to play that DuckTales game
Mhm.
on the Disney Play app. So maybe I'll give them my phone and they can go play that while Emma's meeting princesses or something. We'll figure out something for them to do if they don't want to meet princesses anymore.
Mhm.
So this day, again, just doing quick service meals wherever we decide to eat. A couple of our top quick service meals here are we like Regal Eagle, we like fish and chips in the UK. None of the kids are too adventurous, so we did order food for like to make sandwiches for them and stuff. And then
Mhm.
if my sister and I want to eat somewhere and they don't, we'll have stuff packed for them.
Okay.
But those are some of our priorities for meals. Other priorities for attractions or experiences. We definitely want to do the Moana Journey of Water. We'll plan to do that maybe when it's like a hotter part of the day. And then I know the festival, the Flower and Garden Festival will be starting, I think the day before this. So looking at all the topiaries is a
Mhm.
priority. I know they usually have a scavenger hunt for the festival, so maybe we'll pick that up and do the scavenger hunt too. I think all the kids would like that. I've got, let's see, Turtle Talk with Crush. We've actually never done that one, so I would really like to do that. My twins have on their priority list to do test tracks. We'll see if we can get a lightning lane for that. I know that one can be tough to get, so
It can, but they're old enough to do single rider if
they
they
are.
want.
They
Mhm.
are. So maybe we would do that. I think they would be up for doing single rider if they really want to do it.
Mhm.
So that's a good idea. Again, with this day, I don't know. Having a rest day the day before, maybe everyone will be well rested and be able to make it through the whole day. But we'll see. This fireworks show isn't as big of a priority for me as Happily Ever After. So I would be okay if we miss this one.
Mhm. Okay. Are you ready to talk about Friday, March 6th then?
Yep.
What's the plan? I bet it's Hollywood Studios.
It is Hollywood Studios, yes. So it's kind of funny the way this trip started out. We had planned on doing like a really relaxing trip and only doing 3 park days. And then we saw that park ticket come out for the Disney Plus. So we're like, it actually is cheaper for us to do this and add a Magic Kingdom day. So we were going to skip Hollywood Studios at the beginning of all of our plans. But I'm actually really excited that we're going to do it because as I was going through the planning and really thinking about Emma as a priority, I think she's going to have a really good day. So this might be an unpopular opinion, but we did not buy lightning lanes this day because the rides are not our priorities this day. I'm going to plan to get there early to try to do Mickey and Minnie's in the morning because I think that's truly the only ride there that Emma will really want to do. She doesn't even know what Star Wars is. And while my boys really love that area of the park, if we really want to do something over there, again, we can break off and go wait in a line if we want to do something. So
Hmm.
the priority is going to be the shows this day. So shows and characters. So I was thinking in the morning we would do Mickey and Minnie's right away while it has a short wait. I do think she'd like Alien Swirling Saucers too. Toy Story Mania, I think she'll like as well. So maybe we'll see what the wait times are like. Try to fit in some rides early. And then I really like the characters over in Pixar Place. I think she'll like those. So we'll try to do that early too. And then from there, it'll really just be hitting up all the shows one after the next. Beauty and the Beast, Villains, Frozen Sing Along. We all love that show, even my boys. Little Mermaid. My boys love Indiana Jones show. So my sister and I were talking, and maybe if my boys really don't want to see Beauty and the Beast, I'll take them to go see Indiana Jones or something like that. So we're really okay with being flexible and breaking up a little bit if we need to.
What I like about most of these shows is that you can take food and drinks in. So even if the show's not your thing, you can still, sit and have a snack, have a drink, whatever.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yes, you really can bring drinks and snacks into most of them. So that'll be really nice. And the
Mhm.
kids, they always want to eat at the most random times when we're
Mhm.
at Disney. So you just never know when they're going to want to eat. That's also why I don't like planning my day around meals too much, because I feel like in the past I maybe have planned a meal and they're hungry like an hour before that. It's
Mhm.
like, okay, well, I have to feed them now, or they're gonna get cranky, but yet we're, like, having this expensive meal an hour from now, so
I think someone needs to study this because I feel like the meal times are just way off. I'm like, "Why am I hungry for lunch at 10 AM?"
Mm.
I don't get it. I don't normally eat lunch at 10 AM, but it
Yeah.
happens, and I do think not having dining reservations lets you be more flexible, so
Mhm.
that'll be easier.
Yeah, especially with, other people in our party that we're not totally sure what they're gonna like to do.
Mhm.
I think it'll just be easier, like you said.
Mhm. Okay. What else are you thinking on this day?
I am hopeful that we can see Fantasmic. I love Fantasmic, but again, we've seen it before, so we're just gonna go with the flow, and if Emma doesn't wanna stay and me and the boys do, we'll do that, or we'll all leave early. I'm okay with whatever direction the day takes us.
Mhm. Okay. And then we're at Saturday, March 7th, which is your departure day.
Yeah. So our flight does not depart until about 4 o'clock on this day. So we will have time to sleep in, relax a little bit, pack up. Definitely going to need to get some Mickey waffles on this trip. So I was thinking this would be a good day to actually do a breakfast. Yeah, and then since we're using the luggage transfer again, we just have to have our bags to Bell Services. What does it say? 5 hours. No, 4 hours before our flight. It's a little bit, the rules are a little bit different, but they do lay them out really nice in the paperwork they give you. So if you're leaving earlier in the day, like a really early flight, you actually have to have your bags to them the night before. But since our flight's later, it's just 4 hours before.
So you got about noon until about noon.
Hmm. Which works out perfect because checkout time is 11 o'clock anyways. So we'll just bring them down there right after
Mhm.
we check out.
And where do
But
you think you're gonna have Mickey waffles? At the hotel?
yeah, yeah. We'll just do quick service Mickey waffles. They're always good.
Mhm. They taste better when they're in fun shapes.
They do. Oh, they're so good.
Mm.
I know. We might do Mickey waffles another day too in the morning. My boys really like those. So we'll
Mhm.
just see. We'll see how our food stash is coming along.
Mhm. Alright. So, hanging out at the hotel, Mickey waffles, bags to Bell Services, 4 hours before your flight, and then you'll take rideshare back?
Yes, doing rideshare back again. Yep.
Okay. Anything on your, trip that we haven't talked about?
Oh, one thing I was just thinking of, I really want to try that PhotoPass studio at Disney Springs. I've never done that before, but again, I think because like my boys don't really like pictures a whole lot, but I think Emma will like it. So
I gotta tell you,
try that.
It amuses us so
Does it?
much. We do it all the time. The reason it's
Oh.
funny is that they have you pose, but you don't know what you're posing for.
Right.
So it'll be like, "Act scared," and then when you get the photo, it's like it's just a picture of Epcot in the background. It's like, "Well, what was I scared of?" And so it's just
Oh,
it's
funny.
very funny. But when you have Memory
Okay.
Maker, it's nice because it's just all included.
Yes. I saw that so they have, like they must have one area where there's a green screen, and then they have another
Mhm.
area where there's actual like, some backdrops to it,
Yes,
and it's,
it's the green screen.
Rapunzel.
It's
Yeah,
the green screen that's funny.
that's the funny one. Yeah, we'll have to do that. I think everyone will have fun with that.
Yep, you might as well. That's a fun way
Mhm.
to maximize your Memory Maker.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this sounds like a nice trip. You're hitting all the
Thank you.
basics and also having some downtime. So
Yes.
I hope it goes well. I'll talk to you when you get back.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Welcome back from your trip, Amy.
Thanks.
We're talking on Tuesday, March 10th. So you've only been back 3 days.
Mhm. Yep, just got back Saturday night.
How are you feeling mentally, physically, spiritually?
Good. Yeah, it was nice to have Sunday to unpack and unwind a little bit and then get back into things Monday.
hmm You said you have a little bit of a sniffle, but not too bad.
Yeah, it's just a little tiny bit of a sniffle. One of my boys got it too, but we feel fine. It's just, need a
Just a,
tissue here and there.
just a little something here and there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm excited to talk through it. So let's start on Saturday, February 28th, where you're flying out of Milwaukee and arriving in Orlando in the afternoon.
Yep. Yep, everything went smooth that day. My sister got to my house around 7 a.m. She has about an hour drive here, and then we headed to Milwaukee together. Plane left on time, no issues there. We landed in Milwaukee around 2:40. So it's
You landed in Milwaukee?
I mean, sorry, not Milwaukee. We landed in Orlando.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Left Milwaukee,
hmm
landed in Orlando, 2:40 PM.
And from there, you were able to catch a rideshare to get to All Star Movies?
Yep. We just used the Lyft app, and we did use the luggage. I don't know exactly what they call it, luggage transfer
hmm
program? I
hmm
think that's what it's called. Yeah, so I know we were a little bit nervous, like, "What if our bags get lost somewhere?" But they arrived at our resort, so we were happy.
When did
Um,
they arrive?
so we got them it was like 5:45. So if we landed at 2:40, they say within 4 hours, so it was within that time frame.
Okay. Good to know for people that are going to try the program.
Yeah, so we were without our bags for a little bit, but we had carry-ons and backpacks that had pool stuff in it because we knew that we wanted to do the pool that day.
hmm
So that was easy enough. Everything else was in our checked bags, and we didn't need anything that night. We did pack, like, pajamas and an extra change of clothes and everything too, just in case something happened. But, yeah, so that was all really smooth, so we didn't have to stop at baggage claim. We could go right to the rideshare area. There was some traffic, but not terrible. It took us about 40 minutes to get to our resort.
So when you got to the resort, was your room ready or no?
Yep, yep, they were ready. We did stop at the lobby. So I had done online check-in
Mhm.
for my room, and then my sister, she kinda just let me plan everything, so we didn't do online check-in for her room because she was just like, "I'm just not gonna mess with it, it's fine." But we did when I called a couple weeks ago to add the dining plan to her room, they did give us a travel with number
Mhm.
that made sure that our reservations were connected, so we were pretty confident we would be right next to each other, so we just stopped at the desk to get her room number, make sure we were next to each other, and we did end up having connecting rooms, so that was really nice. The kids thought that was really fun that they could, like, go from room to room, and
I know kids love that.
yeah, it was fun to have, like, the bigger space, and then just at nighttime, close your doors when you're ready to go to bed. So, yeah, they played I think it was our last day there. They played hide and seek while Carrie and I were packing for, like, a good hour. So that was funny in those small rooms.
Mhm. Well, listen, whatever they gotta do to keep themselves busy, that's nice.
Yeah.
So, that's good that your rooms were connecting.
Mhm.
I think the combination of the travel with number and you putting in requests was probably enough
Yeah, I
to get what you needed.
imagine.
And
Yeah.
and what were your rooms, did they meet your requests?
Yeah, we had booked
Mhm.
rooms, so we were in the preferred section.
Mhm.
I did request a higher floor because 'cause I'm just a really sensitive sleeper, but we ended up on the first floor, which whatever, it was fine. Luckily, we did not have any loud neighbors, so it was
Mhm.
really nice a really nice trip as far as that goes. It was quiet, we heard a little bit in the morning when people were heading out to the parks, but we were up too, so it didn't really matter.
Mhm. And you had your swimming gear with you, so is that what you spent time doing with swimming?
Mhm. We did. Yeah, we went right to our rooms and unpacked, like, our carry-ons and things like that. I did call as soon as we got to the room. I called for our groceries and to see if our luggage was there. They said, "Yep, groceries are there." It did take them a while to get it over to us, so this was, like, around 4:30 that I called, and we didn't get that stuff until 5:45, so I did
That's
have
a
to call
long
again.
time.
It was a long time. I did have to call again around, like, 5:30. I called again, and they're like, "Oh, yep, it's on its way." So,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what happened there. We could have just gone to get it ourselves, but that's fine. We were unpacking and just kinda letting the kids get settled. They were playing around with the TV too. They've got lots of different options on the TV. I don't know if you've ever watched the safety stories. They're like a Pumbaa and Timon thing. It's only at on the Disney TVs. My kids love it, and it's so funny because it's all about, like, pool safety, internet safety, and they're just silly little cartoons, but so they had to show Emma that right away.
I never even turn the TV on, usually.
Mm.
Like, when you go in and it's playing your welcome message
Yeah.
with some music, I can't wait to turn that off.
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah, I don't
Oh.
like TVs on.
Oh, funny. I love the music that's playing, so I would
Mhm.
turn the TV on, actually. That would
I know, I think most people are it's similar to you in that way.
Yeah. Yeah, they also have these really adorable bedtime stories.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've ever seen those either, but
No, TV's off, so I'll
yeah,
have to turn
TV
it on next time and see what I've been missing.
Yeah, it's I don't exactly know how to get to it. My kids do. They control the TV the whole time, but at night they have these little bedtime stories. Well, they'll read the story. I know one is Frozen for sure, and they'll read you like a bedtime story. It's really cute.
Cute. Love
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, we did have to wait a little bit for food and bags, but by 5:45 it was there. We unpacked all of our like cold groceries really quick. We were all ready to go to the pool, so we headed right to the pool. Actually, we didn't head right to the pool. We got food first because we were hungry. So we just did the quick service.
Mhm,
I think it's called the World Premiere Food Court.
mhm.
Yeah, and my sister and I, we did get refillable mugs, and those actually came in handy because we did spend a lot of time at the resort. So we definitely used those a lot. We had just had a really quick dinner, maybe 30 minutes, and then we went to the pool. But it was rather chilly this evening.
That's what I was gonna ask.
So
What was the weather like?
yeah, it was cool this night, maybe like 70 degrees, which I mean sounds really nice when you're coming from Wisconsin. But being in the pool, it was cold. My sister and I did not go in. The kids went in. I think they lasted, 45 minutes to an hour or so, but they
Mhm,
wanted to get in that pool. They were doing it either way.
exactly. Not gonna stop you.
Yeah. Nope. No, wasn't gonna stop them for sure. So, yeah, it was a long travel day, they were getting tired by after an hour in the pool, dinner. We did stop in the store because, of course, when you come in into the lobby, the store is right off the lobby, right next to the food court, and they all saw that, so they wanted to stop at the store quick. So, we did that, and then we headed back to our room, unpacked more,
Mhm.
and I think everyone was in bed around 9 o'clock.
Okay. A good first, arrival day. The next day was Sunday, March 1st, and it was a non-park day, but you did have some plans.
Yeah, we did. So we were up around 7 this day, which was the theme of the trip. I think we were pretty much up at 7 every single day. We did have plans to do Chef Mickey's this morning. So we did that, knowing it was a race weekend. I was aware that travel could be a little interesting getting to another resort, especially contemporary. So we did leave early. Our reservation was for 9:35, and we left our resort. We took a lift at 8:45. And it did take us a full 35 minutes to get there with the rerouting of traffic. So,
It sounds like you left at just the right time then.
yeah, it actually ended up being perfect timing. I was thinking about doing a minivan this day, but it
Mhm.
was $80. So,
Wow.
yeah, I was like, we're just gonna do the lift. And the lift was more expensive too than normal. I think the lift was maybe 35.
I mean, that's a lot too. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah. So everything was increased due to the race.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess your other option would have been a bus to Magic Kingdom and walk over, but that would have taken a little bit of time.
Mhm. Yeah. I didn't wanna mess with that. So, yeah, but
Okay.
I'm glad it worked out. We were there just in time. We had a, yeah, really nice breakfast at Chef Mickey's. My boys have been there before, and they love this breakfast. I'm not really sure why. I'm like, "We can get Mickey waffles anywhere." But to me, maybe as an adult paying for it,
Mhm.
yeah, I have more thoughts about it. Like $60 a person for my 11-year-old boys. They definitely didn't eat that
The
much.
but Amy, they're adults in Disney.
I know, yeah, they are adults.
That's just nuts. I think that's one of the craziest things that Disney does.
It is. It could at least be 12.
Well, and I think the delineation is often because of rides. Like 10 years old and up can usually ride all the rides, like tall enough, but that doesn't mean they can eat all the food.
Mhm. No,
So,
no,
I don't wanna overcomplicate things, but it does feel like an 11-year-old should still be a kid when it comes to food.
absolutely. Yeah. Which is exactly too why I didn't buy the dining plan for our room, because
Mhm.
there's no way they would ever eat enough food to make it worth it. So, but they love Chef Mickey's, so we did it. It's not an every time thing, and they wanted that's one thing they really wanted to show Emma, and she enjoyed it too. So that was her first time getting to meet the characters. So we
And
met.
she's your six-year-old niece.
Yes, yep. Emma is the 6-year-old niece.
Mhm.
um,
This is her first time meeting characters. Always a fascinating topic to me is putting kids in this world for the first time and being like,
mm,
"Okay, say hi."
mhm. Yeah. So we sat down and we had some time to eat while the characters were mingling with other people. So she had the chance to watch the
Mhm,
characters
mhm.
meeting other people before they got to us. So I think that helped a little bit too. But she didn't seem to be shy at all. And then my boys were right there too. They walked right up to the characters and she followed right along. So she
Great.
enjoyed that. Yeah.
It's a cute one.
It is. It really is. We also stopped at the PhotoPass area on the exit
Mhm.
of Chef Mickey's, and they've got like this big plate as a background, but there was nobody in line there, so we're like, why not stop? And they did a cute magic shot. They did some cute PhotoPass photos with us, so that was nice.
Mhm. What was after Chef Mickey's?
We got done there around 11 and took a lift back to the resort. This day was nicer. Not still not as hot as, like, I would like to hop in the pool. It was about 76 for the high today. But we, yeah, got back to our resort maybe 11:30, went right to the pool. We stayed in the pool all afternoon. So we got out of the pool at 5 o'clock or around.
Wow.
Mhm. Yeah, it was fun. We were there just in time for the pool activities to come out, where they do like little games with the
Mhm.
kids. So that was really fun. They used that. And then after our pool time, we we went back to the room and changed. We had groceries, so we just grabbed a few things that like the kids would want to eat. And then we went over to the food court and ate there. My sister and I got something, but the kids just kind of ate from the groceries at our room. And then we were back to the room around 7:30. Yeah, showered, headed to bed.
So
So,
no Disney Springs time that day. It was
no,
it was a pool day.
yep. Yep, the kid we let the kids decide, and so my sister and I were talking a little bit, and we were like, I think it might be easier to do Disney Springs in the morning on our other off day because
Mhm.
it's just quieter in the morning,
Mhm.
rather than, like, do the pool and then head to Disney Springs. That's a lot of, like, transitions. So, yeah, our plan worked out really well to do that, so we just relaxed by the pool all day. It was super nice.
All right. Well, let's talk about the next day, which was your first park day, Monday, March 2nd. You have plans at Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom, yes. Yep, we were up around 7 again this day. We did not try to do rope drop or anything
Mhm.
this trip. I didn't want it to be stressful at all. So, we kind of like me and my sister and Emma would get ready each day, like doing our hair and stuff. So that was fun. And so we'd kind of go in one room and the boys would be in the other room just doing their thing. So that was nice each morning to just get to hang out. We left our room around 8, went to the bus stop. It was very quick to pick us up. We entered the park at 8:30 that day. We did stop to get a stroller. We rented a double stroller for Emma, and we did the rental where you can purchase it for like so many days or you get a discount.
So you're talking about the one in the park.
Yep, in the park we rented a stroller. Yep.
Mhm. And
Yep, which
you
was
got a
cool.
double. Is that because it gave her more space or to hold your bags, or what was that?
Yeah, just so she would have more space. She's very tall for her age.
Mhm.
So you'll see in pictures, she's almost as tall as my kids. So yeah, we just wanted her to have more space and for our bags too. So it worked out really well. I'm sure it wasn't the most comfy stroller, but she didn't mind one
Yeah,
bit.
but you don't have to lug it on the buses and stuff.
Exactly. That's what we didn't wanna have to do, and it was really nice not needing that, and at 6, she could walk to the buses just fine.
Yeah, she only needs it for the long walking days.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we were able to get by purchasing for all of our days, it was a pretty decent discount rather than just purchasing day to day.
Where did you head first after you got your stroller?
We just stayed in the Oasis area and checked out some of the animals there, and then we headed towards Discovery Island, and we stopped at the Wilderness Explorer little booth there, and the kids got Wilderness Explorer books. So we decided we were gonna do the Zootopia show first because I thought, that would be a nice, easy
Mm-mm.
introduction for Emma.
It doesn't sound like it's gonna
It
be.
didn't go well, no.
Mhm,
So I've done the Bugs Life one,
mhm,
which is a little scary, but I've heard good things about Zootopia being better, but they still have the same effects from the Bugs
mhm.
Life show. So where the giant loud poof of air comes out from the ceiling and the, like, feeling of bugs on the seats, all those things are still there, and she was not having that. So my sister took her out about halfway through because she was screaming. So it was dark. It's dark in there too. It's very loud. And I will say we learned very quickly that Emma does not like dark or loud things.
Mhm,
So yeah, we had to really be careful of what we were doing with her on this trip. So
mhm. Well, you learned that lesson the hard way.
yeah, I so, otherwise, my boys and we liked the show. It was kinda chaotic, but it was good. We like Zootopia, so I think this maybe traumatized her a little bit for the day. She seemed a little bit off this day. Like, normally, she's very goofy and, playing around with the boys, and she kinda just wanted to, like, be in her stroller
Mm.
most of the day, and yeah, we had to really, like, talk her into getting out and doing things.
She's like, "I don't trust you anymore."
No, no, I ruined that. Yeah, so after that, we just kinda wandered around and enjoyed the sights. We did some pin trading. My boys and I like to pin trade, and Emma, apparently likes it too. She was really into that. We did more of the Wilderness Explorers, and then we headed over to Asia. So, my boys really wanted to do Cali River Rapids. Carrie and Emma did not wanna do that, so they just waited for us. We got on Cali at 11:07, and we're off at, like, yeah, shortly after that. It was basically a 5-minute wait, so, the kids got soaked. They were sitting next to me, and somehow they got soaked, and I stayed dry. So that worked out because they wanted to get wet.
Oh, I'm glad it was them then, because I
I
feel like
know.
every boat has 1 or 2 people that get wet, and I'm like, "Let the person get wet who wants it."
I know, it worked out perfect because I don't think anyone else wanted to get wet, but it wasn't hot this day. This was actually a beautiful day at Animal Kingdom. It was 80 degrees, but there was a really nice breeze, and it was just such a beautiful day for doing the parks. I actually went in, I had a tank top underneath my t-shirt, and I never even took my t-shirt off. It was such a beautiful day. So since we were in Asia, we grabbed lunch there at the Yak and Yeti quick service location. And this was around 11:45. Pretty simple. We used our dining credits for this, burgers, chicken tenders. It was good. After that, we did the Maharaja Jungle Trek from around 12:30 to 1:15. We had some really good views. The tigers were actually awake, and there was one tiger. I don't know if it's the young one. It's hard to tell anymore because he's pretty much full grown. But
Mhm.
one of them was like chewing on this massive bone, and he was kind of throwing it around and playing with it. So that was cool to watch. There's more Wilderness Explorer badges on this trail. So we made sure we did all of those. That's one thing Emma really liked. She really enjoyed interacting with the cast members. So to do those.
Good, because that can keep her, occupied if she's scared of the rides.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, let's see. After that, we headed towards Discovery Island, and then there was a band playing, some live entertainment, so we enjoyed that. And then we stopped in those shops on Discovery Island to do some shopping. The boys and I had a single pass lightning lane for Flight of Passage
Mhm.
for 105 to 205. So that's kind of why we were heading this way. And we figured Carrie and Emma would find some things to do while we were going to do that. So we split off from them at 1:35 to head over to Pandora. And we had maybe a 15-minute wait in the lightning lane for Flight of Passage. It was actually the park didn't feel busy at all this day, but Flight of Passage had a 150-minute wait. So I don't know. Everyone was there, I guess.
It's just there's not that many rides,
Yeah.
but, oh my gosh, even, like, in your case, you didn't have Lightning Lane multi-pass, but you had the single
Correct.
pass. Ugh, we just always recommend it because it's such a long line.
It is. Yeah, and that is probably all of our favorite ride. Close to the top for all of us. So
Mhm.
we definitely like to do it every time we go. So yeah, 15 minutes was totally fine since it was a 150-minute line otherwise.
Mhm.
So yeah, we ended up meeting back up with Carrie and Emma in Africa, and they basically said they just kind of enjoyed some of the animals on Discovery Island. I know there were some like otters and birds and little cute monkeys that they were able to watch. And when we met up, we did the safari. And it's about, let's see, what time is it? 2:30 at this time. And the safari had a 15-minute posted wait.
15 minutes at Safari, but 150 at Flight Pass.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah. I forget what Navi was. I think it was pretty high too. So everyone was hanging out in Pandora, I guess. So I know a lot of people like to say, get on the safari in the morning while the
Mhm.
animals are active, but I've gone on the safari like almost every time of the day you can go on it. I've never had a bad safari. So
Mhm.
in the morning, I know we had said in our pre-plans that we wanted to hop on it in the morning, but it was just too long of a line, like 45 minutes,
Mhm.
and we knew we could do it later. So it was a 15-minute wait at this point, which was exactly correct. We waited 15 minutes to get on it. Emma loved this so much, and we all love it too, but we had an amazing safari. We got to see the baby giraffe and the baby elephant. Well, the baby elephant's like 2.5 years old now, but it's still a little elephant, so it's still adorable.
Mhm.
Yeah, everyone was out and active at 2:30 in the afternoon, so it was a great safari.
I'm wondering if the mild weather helped. It's like
Probably.
people often talk about the morning safaris when it's hot in the middle of the day, but you just had a nice day, it sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah. The animals enjoyed the nice day as well. It was a really nice breeze, so maybe they liked that.
Mhm.
So once we got off the safari, we, of course, had to get some Mickey bars. So there's a little cart just outside of the exit. We grabbed Mickey bars and Mickey sandwiches, and we just hung out at a table in that area for maybe 30 minutes, let the kids kind of move around a little bit. It was nice and quiet over here at this time. And then we decided we're going to head out of the park. Kids were kind of ready to go, and there wasn't really anything. I missed Festival of the Lion King earlier too, somehow. I must have skipped it, but we did watch Festival of the Lion King earlier today. Yeah, we did the 10 o'clock Festival of the Lion King show. So it's like we did a show. I missed that.
And was that it? Was that a hit with the group?
It was, yes. Yeah, there was the part where it gets a little dark in there and they do the Be Prepared song.
Mhm.
I was kind of looking over at Emma to see how she was doing, but she was kind of snuggled up by her mom and she was okay with that. But she really liked the rest of that show. That
Mhm.
part spooked her a little bit, but it was fine. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's such a great show. That's my sister's favorite show. She loves Lion King, so we had to
Such a
fit
good
that one
easy crowd pleaser. What time was it when you headed out of Animal Kingdom?
We headed out of Animal Kingdom, let's see. We headed out at 4:40. We did a photo pass at 4:45 in front of the Tree of Life, and then we would have headed out of the park.
Mhm.
We also did on our way out, we tried that new ice cream, the cookie dough ice cream sandwich that had been on our radar, and it was actually a short line, so we grabbed one of those. It was really big too, so we just all shared one of them. So that was delicious. Yeah, so we did photo pass, headed out of the park. We were back to our resort around 5:30. The kids were really excited. We had housekeeping that day, and they were really excited to see, like, all their stuffed animals kind of, like, arranged in adorable ways, so they liked that. And then that night, we got quick service from our resort for dinner. We actually just ate it in the room and showered and headed to bed.
Okay. Sounds like a good Animal Kingdom day.
Yeah, I love the relaxing vibes of Animal Kingdom, and that's really what the feel of our day was. I didn't feel like we were rushed to get on every attraction, and, yeah, it was
Well,
great.
let's change the vibes and talk about the next day. Tuesday,
Mhm.
March 3rd was your planned Magic Kingdom day with lots of rides and reservations and things.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try to stay on task here. We got up at our usual 7 o'clock, no alarms or anything, so that was really nice for this vacation. We just woke up whenever we wanted to wake up, weren't rushed. We did have breakfast in our room every day because we had the food delivery, so that was super easy. Just kinda had breakfast while we got ready. We did leave our room at 8 o'clock this morning, and we were on a bus right away, arrived at Magic Kingdom at 8:30. So even though we hadn't tried to do, like, early entry, we were still there early enough, but we didn't have plans to rush to a ride or anything, so
And you had single pass and multi-pass lighting lanes,
correct.
so that helps.
Yeah. Yeah, it really did. I would say that one thing I noticed about our days in the parks is that when just me and my boys are there, like, we just move through things a lot faster
Mhm,
because we're just like, we know where everything is and we just like know what we want to do. But when you're going with someone who's never been, someone who hasn't been very much, they're like, oh, what's this? Oh, what's this? Like, and
mhm,
there's just so much to look at and to see, which is great because I love looking at all the little things that sometimes you just like pass right by.
mhm.
So I love slowing down and looking at everything. But I just noticed like it just took longer to do everything, which was totally fine.
Yeah, I always think traveling with different groups gives you a different perspective. Like, "Oh, yeah, I usually just walk by that thing," but
Yeah, it really does, but I love that because I sometimes you just forget about certain things that are so unique to the parks. So,
also having a stroller will slow you down,
mhm. Yep.
so I'm sure that was different.
Yes, I haven't used a stroller in many years, so you've gotta always go find stroller parking.
Mhm.
While it's nice to be able to throw your bags in there so you're not, weighed down all day, yeah, it does slow you down a little bit.
When we test our terrain plans and terrain advice, we will intentionally stop and take photos and videos of everything, and that's sort of like our version of other people stop for strollers or other people stop for bathroom breaks all the time or
Yeah.
whatever, and so we just, like, purposely slow ourselves down.
Yeah, I could
Just
see that.
just so it's more realistic timing-wise.
Yes, yes, for sure, because I know I've seen, like, people's touring plans and stuff, and it's just, like, one thing after the next, and I always think, You're gonna need a bathroom break, you're gonna have a
Mhm.
meltdown, like, there's gonna be things that come up."
Yeah. Minute by minute touring plans are not realistic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing my sister said too. I was like, "What advice, would you give?" And she's like, "Well, plan to pivot and plan to
Mhm.
take a lot more breaks than you expected."
Mhm.
So, yeah, so we headed into Magic Kingdom. Emma actually got a view of the castle when we were at Chef Mickey's because we were seated right by the window. So we had a really cool view from there. So she was excited to get a nice up close view of the castle that she had seen a couple days ago. So we stopped and grabbed our stroller and loaded it up super quick. You just show them your receipt, they stamp it for you and give you your stroller. So that's really nice. We made our way towards the castle. We really just took our time heading down Main Street. The atmosphere was wonderful. The Dapper Dans came out and then the Main Street vehicles were going. So it was really neat. I liked not rushing to get anywhere and just being able to enjoy that. The cranes were up this morning, so we decided to skip castle photos, which kind of bit us in the butt later because we never got back to the front. And well, we did, but it was raining. But yeah, so the cranes were up, so we decided to skip photos there. And then we headed towards Storybook Circus because we had a Dumbo lightning lane for right away in the morning. I will say Emma seemed more herself today. So I think Dumbo's a good start. Not gonna traumatize her at the start of this day here.
Let her warm up.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
She was kind of running around, like checking things out a little bit more today. And yeah, definitely was opening up a little bit more. So we went over to Dumbo, scanned in at 9:25. It was about a 10-minute wait. That ride just takes a little while. I don't know, do they have the play area open right now? Maybe
Mhm.
not this they do, okay. Maybe it didn't look like it was open but maybe this early in the morning, nobody plays in it because it's a short wait anyways.
Yeah, because when we talk about places for kids to play and all the different parks and stuff like that, and people are always like, "Don't forget to talk about Dumbo," because they like
Mhm.
that play area in there.
Yeah, it is great. My boys have enjoyed that over the years, but I think since it was only like a 10-minute wait, nobody was
Mhm.
in there. There was no reason to go in there that early in the morning. Everybody liked this ride. It was a good one to start the day with. I booked Space Mountain for the twins and I after we scanned into this ride for around 11:15, which would be when Emma was going to be doing her Bibbidi Bobbidi. And then, oh, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, so, when you tapped in, then you could book another lightning lane, and so you booked space for you and your boys. Did you also book for your sister and niece, or what'd you do?
No, I didn't book anything for them at this point because I didn't want to like use up those lightning lanes and just have them sitting there when the boys and I could use them. So we just waited and I knew there wasn't anything that she was gonna wanna go on that was going to be, like, difficult to get because I knew already going into this morning, Haunted Mansion was a no, Pirates was a no.
Mhm.
So those were definitely out.
Yeah, that cannon scene in Pirates would probably be her worst nightmare.
Probably. All of it would have been.
Yeah, all of it, but adding the noise to it when it feels like you're in the middle of a little war there.
Yes. Yeah, she would not have liked that. So
Mm-mm.
so yeah, I decided I'm just gonna book some things for me and the boys, see what we can get through. But I did pretty quickly start booking things for all of us again for the afternoon.
Mhm.
So we were over by Barnstormer, of course, and it was a 10-minute wait, and the boys talked Emma into doing it, which I was really proud of her for doing. She's never been on a ride like that. She really liked it. So that was cool. Yeah, it was the wait time was correct. I think we waited between 10 and 12 minutes. So, yeah, she was asking to do that one again all day.
Barnstormer.
Barnstormer, yeah, she liked that one. Mhm. So, we did after that, a cast member came over and gave us the, like, Smelliphants little scavenger hunt. So, the kids, of course, stickers, wanted to do that scavenger hunt, so we let them do that for a little while. I didn't realize there was construction back here, but that whole shop and character meet is all behind walls right now in Storybook Circus. So while the kids were doing the Smelliphants, we just kind of hung out at the stroller. They kind of came and went and grabbed snacks and things like that. So, and then at 10:20, we had our Winnie the Pooh lightning lane. So that was a 35-minute wait. We got on that in like 5 minutes. Emma loved this one. She loves Winnie the Pooh. She actually calls it Penny the Woo. So she wanted to go on that one again all day.
That's cute. Please
Penny
do
the
not
Woo.
correct her.
Yeah, it was so cute. The boys were actually not making fun of her, but like just kind of laughing at it. And I was like, hold on. When you guys were like 2 years old and we came to Disney, you called Nemo Noonway. So I don't know where you got that from, but it was funny. They didn't remember that at all. So, yeah, it's so cute. She got a Winnie the Pooh stuffed animal after the ride, too. Then we did a bathroom break, of course, because when you have kids, you have bathroom breaks and snack breaks all the time.
Mhm.
After we scanned in for Winnie the Pooh, I did book a Little Mermaid for all of us for after lunchtime. I also noticed when I was booking lightning lanes so this is like 10:30 in the morning. Jungle Cruise was gone. Peter Pan and Pooh were all gone. Single passes were all gone, and Haunted Mansion and Pirates were booking out until the evening, so after 5:30 already. So I feel like it was a busy day there for lightning
Yeah.
lanes.
It's nuts. I am still having trouble wrapping my head around Jungle Cruise lightning lanes being so in demand. I mean, they have been for a few years, but
Mhm.
didn't used to be like that. And now lately, Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh. Who would have thought? I kind of went between getting Jungle Cruise and Tiana's for our tier 1, and my boys really wanted to do Tiana's, and I was like, "Oh, we can probably get Jungle Cruise later as, like, our second choice or something." No, it was gone, but that's okay. So, yeah, after Winnie the Pooh snack time, Emma's Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique was coming up, and she had no idea this was happening. So, we walked her over there, and her mom, like, told her what was happening, and she was all excited, had a big smile on her face.
She gets to go in the castle.
Yeah, she did. That's what she wanted to do too. She's like, "When can we go in the castle?" So, Carrie and Emma did that. We had we knew Emma wasn't going to want to do the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, so we had walked past it, and she was like, "Oh, heck no, I'm not doing that." But I had bought a single pass for all of us, so me and one of my boys, we took Carrie and Emma's cards and just went and did their single passes for Seven Dwarfs quick, and then my other son, he stayed with Carrie and Emma at the start of the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. So we just split up for a second. Me and one of my boys went and did Seven Dwarfs, came back, got the other kid. We went back to Seven Dwarfs to do our other 3 together, and we were just about to get on the ride and it went down. So that turned into an anytime single pass. So whatever, that was fine. We actually never ended up making it back there. But yeah, so my Emma did the Bippity Boppity Boutique. She loved it. The PhotoPass pictures turned out great. They did a ton of pictures. That was her favorite part of the day. Probably her favorite part of the trip.
Was Bibbidi Bobbidi?
Yeah, she really liked that. So it's funny though, because for how much she liked Bippity Boppity and doing all the like cute princessy stuff, she didn't want to meet any princesses. I thought she was gonna really want to meet them, but I think for her it was maybe more about the waiting in line. Like she didn't really want to wait in lines for anything.
But I also wonder, is there a difference to her between face characters and non-face characters?
That's possible. We didn't meet any face characters.
Mhm.
So it could have been. Yeah.
Yeah, some people prefer the face characters, easier to have conversation, and
Yes.
some people don't because it's like, "No,
Right.
I wanna meet a character, not a
Ye
person."
yeah. And the characters are more like big stuffed animals, and to a
Mhm,
six-year-old, I think that would probably be more appealing to.
mhm.
Alright, so let's see, we went over to Seven Dwarfs, didn't make it on that. We got the Anytime Pass, and then the twins and I headed over to do our Space Mountain. It did start raining at this time of the day. It was, like, not a heavy rain or anything, just, like, a drizzle. It was overcast and 76 degrees, and that's kinda how it stayed for the whole day. It rained on and off all day, sometimes heavier than others. So we did Space Mountain. It was about a 10-minute wait, and then I started booking stuff for the afternoon. So I did a Small World for all of us for 3:30. And then I moved our Little Mermaid back too because I knew we would need to fit in lunch and then we wanted to fit in the parade. So I just kind of moved everything to the afternoon. Space Mountain is one of my boys' favorite rides, so he was happy to fit that in. He also loves Mickey pretzels, so we had to get him a Mickey pretzel. We stopped at the lunching pad
Mhm.
on our way. We were gonna make the trek over to Tiana's after Space Mountain, so we stopped for a little snack before we headed over there.
Gotta fuel up for the the hike.
Yeah, I mean, they hadn't at this point of the day, they had only really had snacks from, like, the backpack, which is, like, not fun snacks, I guess, so had to get a Mickey-shaped snack.
Mhm.
So, we were at Tiana's, and my one son decides he doesn't wanna ride it. So, last time we were here, he rode it with a lot of hesitation, but after he got off, he's like, "Let's do it again, that was so much fun." And he's the more nervous one about rides, and so this time he's like, "Nope, not doing it." So, like, okay. So, they have, like, the bathroom really nice bathrooms behind Tiana, so we found a nice bench for him, we sat him down there, left him with my phone, and my other son and I went on Tiana's. At this point, it's raining pretty decent, so we were completely soaked when we got off Tiana's, which is fine. We dried after a couple hours, but,
Mhm.
let's see, it was posted 45-minute wait even though there was rain and it wasn't super hot. We waited about 15 minutes in line. Yeah, so after that, we picked up Jordan from his nice dry waiting spot, and then we met up back up with Carrie and Emma because they were done with their Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. So we met up with them about 12:30. I think their appointment was at 10:40, and they were done about 12:15.
Hour and a half.
Yeah, yeah. My sister said while the experience was amazing and everyone was really good with them, there was a lot of, like, downtime where you're just kinda waiting for the next station.
Mhm. Been hearing a lot about 1.5 hours being the length of a Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, so
Yeah, they do say online, plan for I forget if it's 90 minutes or 2 hours that they have
Mhm.
on the website, so we knew it was gonna be a long one. There was actually a group ahead of us checking in that thought they could take their entire group in, and they had, like, 10 people, but it's only 1 to 2 people. I'm not exactly sure what they allow. They allowed my son to go in with them because he was only staying for a little while, but I think it's typically, yeah, 1 or 2 people can go in.
There's limited space.
It's very small, and there's a lot of people that want to do that, so
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, so lunchtime. Everybody kinda wanted something different for lunch. My boys wanted Casey's corn dog nuggets, 100%. They knew that's what they wanted to eat, so I put in a mobile order for that. Emma wanted chips. She just wanted chips from Sleepy Hollow, so we got her some chips, and then Emma wanted out of her dress already. So she'd maybe been wearing her dress for, like, 30 minutes, and she wanted out. We had talked about going to meet the princesses right after, but they were a 40-minute wait and a 50-minute wait, and I knew that wasn't gonna happen. So
Mhm. Wish
okay.
they had lightning lanes.
I know, it used to be so great when they did.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's just a really, really long wait. I know you get 2 princesses for each side, but that's long.
Mhm.
So Carrie got Emma her chips, took Emma to change, and then went to Pinocchio Village House because it's still raining. So we wanted to eat somewhere inside.
Mhm.
Everybody else also wanted to eat somewhere inside. So it was really busy in there. But the kids and I went through the rain, grabbed our Casey's, went all the way to Pinocchio's with our Casey's, and we found a table. My one son, he's actually, it makes me laugh because I'm obsessed with Disney, and he's my little Disney mini, and he knows like all the tricks and stuff to Disney, and I just love it. So he like struts right into the restaurant, and he finds a table of people who are packing up and ready to go, and he just stands there and he politely says, "Are you guys heading out?" And they're like, "Yep, you can have our table."
Listen, you trained him well.
Yeah, it was a proud Disney mom moment. So we got a table for all of us. We were able to sit down and have a nice lunch. Yeah, we kind of just like our idea was to just use, for the most part, just use our dining plan credits whenever we wanted. But there were a couple things I had in mind that I wanted to do with them. Like I'd heard the Casey's corner, you can use the kids' meals for like a whole meal.
Mhm.
So it was like a really good deal. So we used kids' meals for that. So there were just a few things I was particular about the dining plan, but otherwise we just kind of used it whenever we wanted to. Yeah, so we actually got a lot of food, ton of food, and huge drinks for the kids' meals that we used at Casey's. So that was a really good deal. We all met up at the restaurant. It was about 1 o'clock. And then we hung out there until about 2 o'clock because it was raining. So we took our time and just enjoyed lunch, hanging out with each other. After lunch, we went over to Mickey's PhilharMagic. There were a couple moments in this where Emma was a little scared. I noticed too that everything is, when you have someone who's sensitive to sound, you notice everything is very loud when you're inside. Like they can maybe just turn it down a little notch, the volume. It was very loud.
Mhm.
And I've never noticed that before because
This is why I wear loops in my ears.
oh,
'Cause
yeah.
because it mutes the sound just enough to make it
Yeah.
tolerable. Yeah, it is intense.
Mhm. I had, told her mom to bring her little, like, headphones that she wears for, like, fireworks and stuff,
Mhm.
and I think they had just got forgotten somewhere along the way, but that would have been ideal, something. Are the loops really small?
Yeah, they look like just earbuds,
Mm.
but you just put them in your ear. They kinda look like earrings,
Oh, yeah.
and I honestly think Disney should do a partnership with loops and that they should sell them in the parks because when you get
Yeah.
there and you sometimes that's where you realize how sensitive you are to sound because there's a lot of sounds.
There's a lot of louds, yes, absolutely, and sometimes you don't know if you bring a child and
Mhm.
they've never been exposed to it, you just have no idea that they're going to be sensitive to that sort of stuff.
Exactly. Every sense is tested, I feel like.
Mhm.
And, for those of us that, that are sensitive to sound, it can really do a number on you. Like, feel like you're on edge all the time, like
Mhm. Yeah, and that might be part of the reason why there were some moments where Emma didn't really seem to be herself or why she got worn out so fast too.
Mhm.
Absolutely could have been. So, let's see. Yeah, PhilharMagic. I love that show. It's always a great time.
Cute, underrated.
So underrated. The seats are comfy. It's a cute show, especially when it's either really hot or raining. It's a great place to be. So we got out of there around 2:45. The rain had stopped, and we were really hoping for a parade. So we headed down towards like the Frontierland area, towards Liberty Square. Liberty Square was packed already, so we kept going. We did find a place across from Country Bears that we were able to get a good view of the parade from. Yeah, we lined up, but we didn't hear any announcements or anything, so we really weren't totally sure if it was going to happen. But then the parade just started, and it happened, and it was great. Everyone loved the parade.
And it was the full version, like, with all the performers that you would normally see?
I thought maybe it was a little bit shorter.
Mhm.
I'm not 100% sure. It felt a little bit off to me, but it wasn't like officially the rainy day parade or anything like that. So, but it did feel like maybe something was missing.
I often think when it could be slippery that the performers that walk are
Mhm.
reduced because they don't want them to slip and fall.
Yes. And maybe that's what it was because there were not a lot of dancers. There were characters,
Mhm.
like the seven dwarfs were there, but there were not a lot of the dancers in between the floats.
I wonder if that's it. They just modified it slightly.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't think you would have noticed it if you hadn't seen it
Mhm.
several times before.
Mhm.
But yeah, everyone loved that. I thought Emma would love Country Bears, but Country Bears was down all day, so we didn't get to do Country Bears.
Country Bears being down is just nuts. What the heck?
I know. I don't know what was going on. Yeah, it's probably not one that too many people get sad about, but I thought she would have really liked that one,
Mhm.
especially with the updated music.
Mhm.
So we decided, yeah, pivot, and we headed over Magic Carpets of Aladdin. Only had a 15-minute wait, so we headed over there. It ended up being like a 25-minute wait, but the kids liked it. Their load and unload process over there and the way they seat people drove me absolutely crazy because there were several times where there was like only a half of a magic carpet full. I'm like, well, we'll sit with those people. Just put us in there. We don't care.
Mhm.
So that was a long wait, but
Well, if they liked Dumbo at the beginning of the day, then this feels like a sure thing.
it was a sure thing. They loved it, and they thought it was so funny. We let the kids ride in the front of the carpet, and then me and my sister rode in the back of the carpet, and they thought it was fun to all ride together and, like, move it up and down, and their goal was to get us spit on by the camel, and they did. Yep, I got soaked by the camel.
Mhm.
So, they had fun doing that. It's the little things sometimes. So, at this point, we wanted to head back to the hub to catch the 4 o'clock stage show. And we were, like, so hopeful. The sun came out, and then, like, 5 minutes after we got over there, it started raining again. So they got to watch a few minutes of the show. I grabbed some snacks from that little cart in the hub, where they have churros and Mickey bars and stuff, and we actually ended up getting fresh made churros. They had just come out, so that was great timing. Lucky timing for us. So the rain was coming down harder, so we decided to take cover at this point, and we went to Sleepy Hollow. They've got some like tables under a covering over there, and we were there for almost an hour. We also didn't pack our rain gear because in the morning when we checked the weather, it said 0% chance of rain. Yeah, so the rain surprised us.
Mhm. Snuck up on you.
Yeah, it did. But I knew going into this, like my Disney touring was going to be very different than my sisters and Emma's. I'm like very go, 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 like lots of energy in the parks, but I knew my sister and Emma wanted a more relaxed touring. So taking a break for almost an hour, I think was really good for them. And the kids had fun just kind of joking around and hanging out. After that, we did have a couple lightning lanes to use, so we went over to Small World. We scanned in at 5 o'clock, and I know this was definitely past our lightning lane, but we used that, little grace, the hour and 59-minute grace period they give you. So
Yes, thank you for confirming it still works.
yes, it still works.
People are so paranoid about that. Sometimes it doesn't, I think, during really, really busy times, but most of the time it works.
Yeah, I don't ever like to push it, like with more popular rides, like single pass lightning lanes. I like to stick to my time period on those because I feel like those might be more sensitive. But like Small World, the smaller things, yeah, still works. So we did Small World at 5:07. It was a posted 25-minute wait. We were on super quick. Everyone enjoyed this ride. It had been a couple years actually since me and the boys have done it. They've kind of been against doing it the last few years. I was like, you were doing this ride with Emma this year. So we like that. Our next plan was to head over to Little Mermaid. We stopped at Gaston's for my sister wanted the LeFou's brew. She had remembered that from when she had come with us many years ago. So she got that. It was delicious. We kind of switched up our plan a little bit because we did see that Enchanted Tales with Belle was a 25-minute wait. And that was like one of those things I knew Emma would really like it. And I wanted to make that a priority. So we switched gears. We went to Enchanted Tales with Belle. It was a 25-minute posted wait. We were in the pre-show pretty close to that wait, 25 minutes at 6:10. So the funny thing is my son, one of them was selected to be the Beast,
Mhm.
and he actually was the Beast when he was like 4 years old. too. So the last time we had done the show, he was the Beast, and it was so cute. He's 11, right? So he was kind of like, oh my God, do I have to do this? And he was a little more embarrassed this time, but he went with it and he made an adorable Beast. And Emma was like, oh my God, my cousin's the Beast. You know, he was like famous to her. So
Did she want a part or did she just watch?
she she got to be one of the plates. So she didn't
Mhm.
want she didn't want to be like the Beast, but she wanted a part. So she did get to. And then my sister was one of the knights. And I will say about this, none of them tried to get a part. And I seem to remember when we went many years ago that they didn't just give people parts. Like they only gave people parts if they were asking for them.
Mhm.
But they just like handed my sister the knight part and gave my son the Beast part. It's like, oh, I don't remember it being this way. But
Yeah. I feel like there should be some sort of flag or button or something that you can wear that shows how much you want to participate in things. Like, not everyone at Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor wants to be on screen. Not
yeah.
everybody that eats at certain restaurants wants to be, teased,
Mhm.
et cetera, because I think that might mortify me if somebody just said, here's a part.
Yes. Yeah, for some people, certainly. Like, so my other son is definitely more shy, and he was, like, behind me the whole time,
Mhm.
whereas my other son that got picked to be the Beast, he was up in front with Emma, like, trying to get her apart. So, my one son knew, like, I do not want anything to do with this, and he was hiding behind the adults. But, yeah,
Mhm.
a nice little button would be great. I don't wanna
Some
participate.
Yes, just let me watch, please.
Mhm. So it was cute. So my one son and I watched, and then everybody else was in the show. It was great. Everyone really loved that. I think it'll be a good memory to have for a long time. So after this, Cody and I had one of my twins had a Tron Lightning Lane. And this was going to be our first time riding Tron. And we were nervous about it and we were excited about it. And so we were trucking over there and we were so excited, had so much energy. In the meantime, my sister Emma and my other son Jordan, they went to go do the other lightning lanes they had, which was Little Mermaid. And then we did have a Barnstormer too. So they were going to go do that while Cody and I did Tron. So Cody and I tapped into Tron with our lightning lane. It was a 65-minute wait. We were like 15 minutes into our wait. We were like down the ramp, almost ready to go on, and the ride went down. And so we're like, okay, we'll give it some time. We'll wait. We waited 15 minutes and then another announcement came and then the lights came on. And I was like, that's not a good sign, buddy. So my sister at this time, I was like texting my sister and she said, yeah, we're done with our rides already. So we decided to get out of line. And he was pretty heartbroken because he had worked himself up. I was too. I was nervous to do this ride. But I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for Cody. So we didn't get to do it,
Mm.
but he was pretty bummed. But we knew at this time, so it was like 7:15 when we left the line, and we knew the parade was gonna be starting soon. Carrie decided she didn't want to stay for the parade. Emma was starting to get tired, worn out. So we kind of knew like, okay, we've got to get out of here before the parade starts. So that didn't leave us too much time. And we also didn't have castle photos, and the hub was packed full of people already. So we found our way into the hub, took a few quick photos ourselves, and made our way towards the exit. There's like a popcorn cart that's right near the exit on the right side.
Mhm.
We stopped there because Carrie wanted to fill her popcorn bucket. And then while she was doing that, I ran into guest services right there, and they were able to refund me my lightning lanes for Tron and for the Seven Dwarfs that we didn't get to go back on. So that was super easy. They were happy to do that for me, which I've heard other stories about.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
I'm happy they were able to do that.
Yes, good.
Yeah. We headed out of the park at 7:55. So as we were on our way out, we were underneath the train station, returning the stroller, and we could see some of the Starlight Parade going by. So we did get a little glimpse of it. Me and the boys have seen it before, so we were okay with leaving. Uh,
But you were there all day?
we were
Like,
actually.
it was like, what, 11 hours or something.
Yes,
So we'll have to make choices about how we wanna spend our time
we
because
do. And we were probably on the verge of maybe a meltdown, and we wanted to make sure we didn't have meltdown. So,
Mhm.
yeah, we got back to the resort at 8:15. Well, that was the other nice thing about leaving before is that we were on a bus right away. We got seats on the
Mhm.
bus. We had a comfortable ride back. We actually my son who met the one who was supposed to go on Tron, he had to go to the bathroom when we got there, so I ran in the gift shop really quick and bought him this stitch he'd been wanting, and I surprised him with that. So he was a little more cheery after he got his stitch. And we just stopped at the food court and grabbed some quick service food and went to our room to eat that, and then let the kids kinda wind down and headed to bed around 9:30.
Sounds like a good Magic Kingdom day.
It was a good day. Yeah, despite the rain, like, it was okay. It maybe made us slow down a little bit, which was nice.
Okay, so the next day was Wednesday, March 4th, and you told us in the pre-show this was another non-park day.
Yes. Yep, non-park day, and our plan was to do Disney Springs this morning. So, we left the room about 9:45. We just had a chill morning, having breakfast in the room. We got on the bus to Disney Springs. It's beautiful this morning. 70 degrees, sunny, like, perfect morning. We got there around 10:15. So pretty average bus ride. Disney Springs was so quiet this morning. Like, we could walk around and there weren't people crowding us. The kids got to, like, run around and just move, right? It was so wonderful. It was a really good choice to go this morning. The crowds did pick up on our way out after lunch, but that was fine. We were heading out. So we did the Lego store. My boys had some gift cards from Christmas that they wanted to use up, so they both got a Lego set there, and then we also went to World of Disney. We spent quite a bit of time in there looking at everything. I think everybody got something. I got myself a new set of ears. They're like the white ones with the castle on it and then the gold bow. They're super pretty. After that, we went to Goofy's Candy Co. One of my boys loves that place. They each got like a little baggie of pick your own candy. We did for lunch that day, we did Blaze Pizza. We did that around 12:30. That was a hit for everyone. That's my boy's favorite restaurant at Disney. We have to go there on every trip. They love pizza.
Mhm.
And then we did a couple more stores on the way out, just kinda looked around, and we headed to the bus at 1:30. We did actually earlier in our day, we passed by the photo stop place,
Mhm.
but all the kids were being grumpy about it, and they were like, "No, we don't wanna do that. We just wanna shop," and so we weren't gonna force them.
Mhm.
My sister and I should have just went and done it.
You should've.
That would have been great.
Mhm.
We had a little bit of a long wait for the bus here in the early afternoon at Disney Springs, probably like a good 20-25 minutes. We were back to our resort shortly after 2 o'clock. We changed and headed to the pool, of course. It was warmer this day. It had warmed up from 70 degrees in the morning. It was probably near 80 this day. So it was a beautiful day for the pool. The kids had a great day at the pool. They played so nice in the pool every day. It was so fun to see that. We stayed at the pool until 6 o'clock, so, well, 3-ish hours. After that, we went back to the room and got ready for some dinner. We didn't have anything special planned, but we actually had some leftovers that we took to the dining room, or the food court, and they have microwaves there, so we warmed up some leftovers for the kids, and then my sister and I got some meals, and yeah, that was pretty we did the arcade that night too. So, I did make a note, like, my sister and I each got an alcoholic beverage with our meal this night because,
Mhm.
we wanted to try to make the most of the dining plan, and they say like, a lot of people say, "Well, you're not really gonna beat it unless you either drink
Mhm.
alcohol." Well, that's the best way to beat it, but we don't typically drink too much, but it was nice to add in a drink, but most of the other nights, we got a milkshake with our meals and just, like, shared that with the kids too, so it was nice to have that option.
That's another way to maximize your credits.
Mhm. It was perfect because, yeah, like I said, we didn't want drinks with all of our meals, and the kids liked the milkshakes, and then we had our refillable mugs too, so we could just use those as well,
Mm.
so that worked out. We were done with dinner around 7 and we headed over to the arcade and they just happened to have free games. So while we weren't really planning on staying long, we stayed for as long as the games were free. So about an hour. Kids just had a blast playing in there. And then we were in bed around 9:15.
I'm gonna go look up the free games at the arcade. Is that, like, on a schedule?
It's no, it's not. I don't know how it happened. We just came upon it. I have heard, so if you look at the resort activities board,
Mhm,
from 4 to 5 p.m., they have, like, an arcade tournament. So and we heard amongst other people that that's when the free games were. So we did go during that time on one of our other days, and some of the games were free during that time. So I don't know if we just came upon a lucky time that the games were free. I don't know.
mhm. I am intrigued. I'm on the All-Star
Mhm,
Movies activity schedule online. The arcade tournament is daily from 4 to 5.
mhm.
It says, "Come test your skills at our daily arcade tournament. You may find yourself going home with a prize of your own." And you're saying that's when
So that's when I heard,
Mhm,
just from other guests that were there, that that's when the free games were.
uh-huh.
And they were free. Some of the games were free during that time, not all of them. But when we went there on this night between 7 and 8 p.m., all the games were free, which is great because I like when you're paying so much for a vacation to like have to pay for arcade games. It's like, do we really have to do this?
Yeah, but I love that you just stumbled upon it, and
I
you're like,
know
"That's awesome."
yeah, it was one of those magical moments. Free arcade games.
Yeah, love that.
So
S
I don't
Was
think
that
that's
the
common, but
No, no, no. But was that kind of the end of your Wednesday then?
yes, yep, we headed back from the arcade, got ready for bed, and that was our relaxing Wednesday.
Sounds pretty relaxing to me.
It
Uh,
was.
Thursday, March 5th was your planned Epcot time.
Yep. So, I feel like by this time of the trip, people are getting tired, right? People are getting worn out, not sleeping in their own beds, but we still had some good park time. So, yeah, we were, up at our usual around 7 o'clock, had breakfast in the room, which was super nice. We left the room at 8:45. We got to Epcot via bus around 9:15. Picked up our stroller again, packed it up for the day. We had a lightning lane for Nemo this morning, so we headed over to Nemo. The plan was to scan into Nemo and then start booking more lightning lanes. My plan was kind of busted when I looked at once we got off of Nemo, I looked at the lightning lanes and there was no Remy, no test track left. Yeah, those were the two that I had wanted to get. So we didn't get those. They were gone already. But everybody enjoyed the Nemo ride. We did what did I book after that?
No, I just love that you're starting on that because it's gentle, like
Nemo,
like
yeah.
Dumbo.
It's a little dark,
Little dark.
but it was totally fine. There was nothing loud or scary in Nemo. So we were okay. I figured Nemo would be okay. That's my sister's one of her favorite rides too.
Mhm.
So she's like, we're going on this ride, whether you'll like it or not. We explored the aquarium after that for a little while, and we did Turtle Talk at 10 o'clock. That was good. Everyone liked it. Nobody wanted to like be up in the front and ask questions. So my kids just kind of sat on the benches and watched. Okay, I did book a Spaceship Earth for 1 o'clock. That's what I ended up booking after we scanned into Nemo. We headed out of the aquarium around 10:30 and we were going to make our way towards Frozen. We did have a lightning lane there for 10:15 to 11:15. On our way over, we saw the Jameters, which everyone loved. I love them too, but I was surprised that everyone else liked them so much. We did a couple photo pass stops and checked out some topiaries, took some pictures with those. I love Flower and Garden. I
Mhm.
I wish I could have, like, spent more time doing Flower and Garden, but this trip wasn't about me. This was about everybody else this time, so yeah, it was kind of funny, though, to see some of the topiaries not quite in full bloom yet. They looked
Yeah, they're a little anemic, aren't they?
they they are. We noticed the Rafiki one. He needed to bloom out a little bit. So we tapped into Frozen at 11. It was posted 55 minutes. We waited maybe like 10 minutes. And then after that, after we scanned in there, I booked Figment for after lunchtime.
Wait, I wanna know how your niece did on Frozen.
Yeah, yeah, she did pretty well. She did well. The picture, she looked absolutely terrified,
Mhm.
but overall, she loved it. Like, she wanted to do it again, and that's so hard when they find something they like, and, you have to tell them, "No, we can't do it again."
It's one of the hardest parts. It's one of the hardest
Mhm.
parts.
Yeah. She did like it, but I did notice, so she was sitting in front of me, and I noticed she had her ears covered most of the time because it's just so much louder than it needs to be. But I was thinking they probably need to make it so loud, otherwise you would hear, like, the boat movement and
Mhm.
everything. Yeah, so she liked it, but again, a little bit loud for her. Yeah, we went through the shop, of course, she checked out some things there. We we headed back towards Mexico and decided to have lunch at the quick service there in Mexico. Probably it was busy. We waited like 15 to 20 minutes to order our food, but we were able to get seating, so that was nice. This time of day, it was really nice out. It did get hot, like, right after lunch, it started to get pretty hot. I know I've got it somewhere in here what the temperature was, so we'll get to that, but let's see, we had lunch it was like 11:50 when we sat down for lunch. We all enjoyed our lunch in Mexico. At 12:30, we headed towards I wanted to go to the Disney Traders shop because I wanted one of the annual pass festival pins that was really cute that had Mickey and Minnie on it, so I stopped and got that. Of course, the kids all had to get a pin too, so, they picked out some stuff there too. We did some bathroom breaks, and then we headed over to Figment, and we scanned in for that around 1 o'clock. It was a posted 30-minute wait. 30-minute post to wait for Figment.
That's how you know it's busy.
Yeah. It was also day 2 of the festival, so I knew when I planned it for this day what we were getting into, so that's okay.
Mhm.
We had a lightning lane. This one scared Emma a little bit too when the, like, big poof of air comes at you in the smelly room. She didn't like those big poofs of air.
I hope she never has to go to the eye doctor.
Yeah, I hope not.
They
That'll be
spray the
scary.
poofs of
Yes,
air.
and you don't
The
know what's coming either.
No, I gotta tell you, I went to the eye
Mhm.
doctor a couple months ago to get new glasses here, and I said, no eye air."
No higher.
I don't know how to say this all in Spanish,
Yeah,
but please, no eye air.
don't poof my eyes.
No.
That's funny. That is always shocking when they do that. After Figment, I booked Living with the Land. We did play in the imagination area
Mm,
after the Figment ride for a little while. I had remembered being in this years ago when my kids were little. It
mhm,
felt like it's getting real outdated, and a lot of the things aren't working anymore.
mhm,
So, we didn't spend too much time in there. Probably needs a little bit of an update. Oh.
mhm.
After that, though, we went to Moana Journey of Water. So it's around 1:45 at this time. We spent quite a bit of time in there, 30 minutes, and my boys got soaking wet, which I told them that was fine. It's 85 degrees at this point. 85
Wow,
degrees feels like 87, so
that's a big jump.
yes. Yeah, the morning was beautiful, and then it just got hot. So, yeah, I was fine with them, like, "Get wet, whatever, you'll dry." I love the Moana Journey of Water. We like to find like, characters and stuff that are hidden in the stone. You can find, like, Hey Hey and Pua and different things like that. After that, there's a little ice cream stand between Moana and Nemo. We got more Mickey bars and Mickey sandwiches while we dried off, and then at 2:30, I actually met up with some friends of mine. So, it's kind of a crazy story, but it's actually my husband's old boss and his wife, and my husband started working for them before we had kids, so maybe, like, 12, 13 years ago, and they became really good friends of ours, and they actually introduced us to Disney, so they're DVC members, annual pass holders, and they It was before we had kids. They offered to send us on a Disney trip. So just my husband and I. We only went for like a few nights. It was amazing. And that's where my love of Disney started. So
That's very generous. So did they use their DVC points and let you
mhm,
stay in there with their points?
yes. Yeah. They've actually done that for us multiple times over the years for the kids. Lately, I go way more now than I did then, but when the kids were little, they would offer like every other year to let us stay on their DVC points. So very, very generous people. Yeah, amazing
Very,
people.
very generous, and they got you hooked. They
They
should be
got
they should be
they
given commission
they
from
should.
Disney.
They absolutely should. They got me hooked, and I probably go more than them now. So they actually have an apartment in Celebration.
Mhm.
So they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna be here. Why don't we meet up with you in the parks?" So we hung out with them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make notes for the after chat. I have more questions.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. I love talking about them. They're wonderful people. So any chance I get, we usually try to meet up when we're in Florida together. So, we spent like an hour chatting with them. We found a really nice, cool area over by the Encanto show. I don't even know what that part of the park is called anymore,
World
but
celebration, technically.
World Celebration. So the Encanto show was going on, which was great because the kids could watch that while the adults talked. And we stayed there for around an hour. There were nice fans. It was shaded. It was great. Caught up with them. That was really nice. And then after that, we did our Spaceship Earth lightning lane. That was maybe like a 2-minute wait to get on that. Emma liked that. No scaries. Yep, we were good with that one. When we got off the ride, we saw some really, really dark clouds coming in and it started to cool off. We're like, oh, it's definitely going to rain. Maybe this is a good time to just call it a day. We did still have Living with the Land and Soarin' lightning lanes, but again, like I said, the start of this day, my sister and Emma kind of seemed like they were getting worn out already. So I was like, that's fine. This is your trip, whatever you guys want to do. So we decided to call it a day. We were on the bus at like 4:15, back to the resort 4:30. Yeah, it was it was a good day. While it was very different than my normal touring, it was still a great day, and I think it was the type of day that Carrie and Emma like to have at Disney. So it was good for them.
Did you have dinner in the food court that night then?
Yep, we did. Well, we stopped at the arcade again. It was just after 5 o'clock though, so there were no free games. I actually ended up taking Cody and Emma to the playground, and Jordan wanted to go back and rest in the room for a little bit. This is when he kind of was starting to come on with that little cold, so I think he was a little worn out this day. So Carrie and Jordan went back to the room to rest. Me, Cody, and Emma went to the playground. They played there probably, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. It's a lovely playground, lots of kids there. Emma makes friends super easy, so she was already making friends. We did head to dinner around 6:15 that night. We used some of our dining credits there. This was one of the nights we had milkshakes. They were delicious. We got back to the room. We actually just played some games in our room, some card games and stuff. Got ready for bed. Oh, my kids did homework this night. They had some homework to catch up on. So we were like, this is a good night to get some of that homework done. And we called home bedtime around 8:30. And you know what? It never rained that day. Those clouds never rained.
It sounded like they needed the break anyway, so
Yeah,
it's probably okay.
it was okay. Yeah, it
Yep.
was still a great day.
Okay, so you have one more park day, Friday, March
Mhm.
6th at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah. Did our usual morning routine. Up around 7, breakfast in the room, left the room around 8:45. Again, we could tell everyone's getting a little more tired at the end of the trip, but we originally hadn't planned to do Hollywood Studios, so this was just bonus. We did not have lightning lanes for this day. The plan was just to do some shows and see what was available. So we arrived at Hollywood Studios around 9:15 via the bus. The wait times were already pretty high. I was hoping maybe we could get on Mickey and Minnie's, but it was already a 45-minute wait at this point, and nobody wanted to do that. So there were some characters around the Chinese theater. The penguin, Emma, she actually wanted to meet a character. So I was like, yes, let's go do it. Let's meet this penguin. So me and Emma did that. And then we headed over to the Little Mermaid show. We got to the 10 o'clock show around 9:45. And while that show, again, is loud, there's no like scary, well, there's Ursula, who's maybe a little bit spooky. There's some like lightning that comes on during the Ursula part. So that was a little scary, but I think she was okay with it. We all loved this show. Emma actually, she had started asking earlier in the trip, does the show have actual people in it? And she really seemed to like the shows that had actual like actors in it. So she enjoyed The Little Mermaid was an actual person.
Exactly. I think
Mhm.
that's a huge perk.
It is. It was really good. She did a really good job. We split up a little bit here. The twins and I went to the Indiana Jones show, and then Carrie and Emma went over to the Beauty and the Beast show. So we did, Indiana Jones was the 10:30. We got there around 10:30 for the 10:45 show. Beauty and the Beast was 11 o'clock show. So it worked out really well for timing. It's hot again this day. It's getting hot. Same temperature as yesterday, like around that 87, 88 degrees.
Really escalated quickly there.
It escalated very quickly. Yes.
My very first podcast episode ever was called How to Fit in All the Shows at Hollywood Studios. And I think I'm just going to refer them to you now. Look, she just did all the shows.
Yeah.
This is how you fit them in.
You just gotta just do the shows, I guess.
Mhm.
You could do it. You could, if you had multipass, you could do it all
Yeah.
all the day. You just have to organize when the shows are, because there's some of them don't have too many shows, like Indiana Jones and Beauty and the Beast. There's not too many of them, but well, let's see. Yeah, it's getting hot. The boulder on Indiana Jones is still down. My kids were very curious if the boulder was going to be working yet, and it is not.
Well, maybe too soon.
That's okay. Yeah.
The videos unfortunately went viral.
Yeah, we'll give them some time to fix that. So my sister and one of my boys actually started to get that like bumpy rash that sometimes people get in the heat. And Jordan's wasn't bad at all. It was just on his hands, but Carrie's was really starting to bother her in the heat. So I kind of figured this would be a shorter day, but we still have a little more to do. After the Beauty and the Beast show and the Indiana Jones show, we met up over on the Beauty and the Beast side of the park. On our way there, the twins and I, we took some PhotoPass pictures. We love magic shots, so we've always got to get a few of those in.
Do you have the annual pass that includes digital downloads, photo
Yeah.
downloads? Yeah, so it's easy.
It is. Yeah, it's so nice. After that, we headed to the Villain show, which is one of my new favorite shows. I love the music. It's so great. So we did the 11:50 show. We were in line maybe 10 minutes before it started and got a spot. And this was actually the first time my boys were seeing Villains and the Little Mermaid show. So those were new to them too. And they loved the Villain show. Loved it. Emma was kind of okay with the Villain show. She wasn't scared, which is nice. My sister was worried she was going to be scared, but it's more of like a fun villain show, not a spooky villain show.
Yeah, I can see where that would be a concern though.
We, while we were waiting for the show, we mobile ordered at Backlot Express. We headed over there. So we headed over there after the Villain show. We using up some of our quick service meal plans, meal credits. We did, we got a nice air conditioned table, because again, very hot at this point. That's why we wanted to go to Backlot, because we knew they had tons of seating and some indoor seating. We did this really cute photo pass outside of Star Tours where they have that big AT-AT. I'll send it to you so you can see it, but it's like basically Emma using the Force on the boys, and it turned out so cute. Yeah, so we had a great, nice, cool lunch, cool down, and we did the Frozen show after lunch. We did the 1:30 show. We got in line like 5 minutes before and had great seats. We decided after the show we were going to head out. So we did a little bit of shopping and pin trading on our way out, dropped the stroller off, and we're back to the bus at 2:30. Let's see, we were back to the room about 3 o'clock. It didn't feel busy in Hollywood Studios today. Even like the wait times weren't terrible. At one point, I saw Rise was like a 40-minute wait, and I was really tempted to pull my boys over there to do it, but I did ask the kids what they wanted to do, and they said, "Well, this is our only time we get to come with Emma, so we should probably stay with Emma." And I love that. They wanted to go back and hang out with Emma. So, yeah, we just kind of, when we got back to the room, the kids played some more games, hung out. I went to the pool by myself and chilled out for a little while Carrie was in the room with the kids. We met back up around 4 o'clock in the arcade again for the free games.
Mhm.
And then we used up the rest of our dining credits in the food court at the resort. Went back to our room, did some more homework, watched some cartoons, just hung out, went to bed.
Early nights.
Hmm. Well, the kids were kind of wild this night, which is funny because they were so tired at the park. But they were like just being wild in the room. So I don't think we got to bed until about 9:30, but it's still good.
Can I ask you about the buses?
Mhm.
Were they typically shared, not shared, or a mix?
Never shared. No.
Never shared.
Mhm.
That
Yeah,
is interesting.
yeah, we barely had, I think we had maybe 2 longer waits for the buses where it was a 15 to 20-minute wait at the parks. In the mornings, we rarely had a wait, and we always got a seat too. I think there was once or twice where my sister and I stood up, let the kids sit, but yeah, it was great. Great bus rides all around.
Good. Our
Mhm.
experience there has generally been that the buses leaving in the morning aren't shared, but the buses coming back are. So it can just take a little bit of time to make those multiple stops, but it varies. So that's why I
Okay.
asked.
Yeah, shared between the other All-Stars, I
Yes.
imagine. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, we
But
never experienced that.
I'm glad that they weren't. It makes life easier.
Mhm. I've actually stayed at all of the All-Stars within the last couple of years, and I don't think I've ever experienced that.
Interesting.
I don't know. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So the next day was Saturday, March 7th, and it was your departure day, but your flight wasn't till 4.
Yes. Yep. We got up around 7 again, finished a bunch of our food that we had left in the room. We actually did really good on food. We didn't have too much left. We had a couple, like, sodas left that we just left there, but Carrie and I packed up our rooms while the kids played, did homework, hung out. Around 10:30, we headed over to Bell Services, and it was maybe a 10-minute wait to do the luggage transfer program there. At that time of day, there's quite a few people in line. They were able to, yeah, check our bags for Southwest right there. Very smooth. Just need your ID and boarding pass. We checked 4 bags and saw them again when we got to Milwaukee. After that, we did go to the pool from 11 to 1. We had our pool stuff with us. Well, we
Mhm.
were already in our pool stuff, but we had like stuff to change into for after. At 1 o'clock, we called for a lift. So Lyft picked us up around 1:15. Super smooth, no traffic. We were to the airport at 1:45. I had an MCO Reserve appointment for 2:15 to 2:30, and obviously we were early because we got to the in the airport at like 1:50, but they scanned our QR code and just let us through. It was like a 5-minute wait at MCO Reserve security. The rest of the lines at MCO looked fairly long. It did say on the screens it was a 25 to 35-minute wait, so
Mhm. And it's a Saturday, so
yeah, we had a
always
great
busy.
time.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was busier there, but yeah, MCO Reserve, I've used it the last couple trips I've been on. It's very nice.
Your combination of using the airport luggage transfer program plus MCO Reserve probably saved you a lot of trouble.
Yeah, a lot of trouble. We probably could have stayed at the resort longer, but my sister and I both kinda have that airport anxiety, like,
Mhm.
we just would rather be safe and there and know we're settled.
So I
Um,
saw a video online yesterday of a guy he was panicked. "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to cancel my flight. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be so late. Oh, I just got to my gate. Only 2 hours to go." Like, he wanted to be there 4, 6 hours in advance.
that
But
early.
I'm like, that anxiety will hit.
Mhm. Yeah. My husband, he always makes fun of me for how early I wanna be at the airport, and then, like, when I do travel with him, he stresses me out because I go on his time and then I'm just anxious about it. I'm like, it's just so much easier just to get there and have time. Know you're okay.
Exactly. Go check your gate, make sure you know where it is. And
Yep,
then
make sure you're in the right place.
Mhm.
Yep,
Ex
absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah, we had some time to feed the kids lunch too. It was probably past their lunchtime, so we just fed them some lunch at the airport, and our flight home was smooth. Uh, Landed in Milwaukee, like 5:45, home by 7:45.
And your
Yeah,
bags were there?
our bags were there. They were. I know, that is a little bit of a stressful situation too, not knowing where your bags could be with the different transfers, but yeah, they were there.
Mhm. And that was that. Okay.
That was that.
Alright, so overall, do you think the trip worked out kinda how it needed to given the people that were on it?
Absolutely. Yes. Like I said, it's not my normal trip, but it was the perfect trip for Carrie and Emma to have. And considering me and the boys have been there, it was really nice to actually just slow down and do the parks on their time and kind of do what they wanted to do. We were able to see some things we haven't seen in a little while. And I think that time in the parks where you're a little more relaxed and you kind of just get to joke around and hang out with each other, catch up. I think that was really important time for all of us. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. I think you can never have your normal trip when other people are introduced. But as you said, that can introduce new elements, which can be nice too. Like, "Oh, let's just slow down,
Mhm.
notice things we don't normally notice." So,
Mhm.
different approach. And then how did you feel about traveling this time of year?
I I like it. I think we tried to get in before heavy spring break season. I don't think the parks felt super packed. I think they were pretty, I don't know. Me and the boys were there over Halloween and they felt similar to that time of year that we were there. Weather was great. Love the weather. I mean, I guess you never know what you're going to get this time of
Mhm.
year, so we got lucky. Um yeah, I would definitely go again early March, end of February.
Was this your first time staying at All-Star Movies?
No, we've stayed there before. Carrie and Emma
And
have not. But
so, you must like it.
I do. I was telling you about our friends who gave us the
Mhm,
DVC points. So early on in our vacations, we always stayed deluxe. So I was spoiled and I was hesitant to stay at anything else.
mhm.
But once I started going more often, my budget was getting a
Exactly.
little tight. So yeah, I tried the All Stars. I think the first time I did the All Stars, I was actually there for a work conference. And it was just like easy to do a cheaper resort. I was going to be gone all day at the conference and then to the parks in the evenings. So I love the All Stars. I have no complaints about them. Well, they don't have a hot tub. In
Mhm.
that I could use that some evenings. They could easily put in a hot tub.
That would be really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started at deluxe as well, and then I went to moderate and then value, and I was nervous, but I'm like, now I just stay at all of they're all fine.
Yeah. They're all really great. Yeah. The
And
cast members at all of them are amazing. So
like All-Star Movies in particular, I think the food court is just so cute.
it
Like,
is.
the movie theme is cute, and I don't know,
Yes.
there's
They
something
have
nice about that.
My kids are really into the new version of the Mickey cartoons, and they've got all that artwork around
Mhm,
the food court. It's great for little kids because we stayed in the Dalmatians section,
mhm.
and they've got, the giant Dalmatians and just very cute resort.
What about, the luggage transfer program? Would you use that again?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it saved us a lot of time, hassle lugging bags around. I
Mhm.
mean, we still had enough to carry around. We had backpacks. We had 2 carry-on bags as well. So we plus 3 kids. So we still had enough to carry around, so it was great. Now, if they had lost my luggage, I'd be telling you otherwise, but
Yeah.
it worked out for us.
And then what about the quick service dining plan?
So It was really good in this situation
Mhm.
because we got the kids plan free. So it was very easy for us to maximize our dollars. But my sister and I both said, like, we wouldn't normally eat this much food. Like, I would, when I'm at the parks, I usually just get a kid's meal or like
Mhm.
snack. I don't typically get a full like entree plus a specialty beverage. I mostly just stick to like free water and stuff like that. So while it was very worthwhile in this situation, I wouldn't purchase it for like full price or anything again. And we even shared it. So we definitely had to buy some meals on our
Mhm.
own, but
Mhm.
yeah, it goes a long way. That's for sure, especially all the snacks too. The only thing too that I don't like about it is that I feel like I'm like always want to get the most out of my money. Like I want to get the most out of it. So I felt like I had this list of places in my mind,
Mhm.
but it just doesn't always work out. You might not be close to that place and your kids might be hungry right now. Or you might be like, well, I had planned to eat this today, but no, I don't really want that. So
Mhm.
it definitely causes like you have to do a little more planning or you could not. You could just use it, but again, I'm like trying to get the most out of it. If you're going that way, you definitely have to do more planning. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep. All good points. All right. Is there anything about your trip we didn't get to talk about? Right.
I mean, I feel like I talked a lot, so I think I hit everything.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to share. It sounds like it was a good trip.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was so fun.
I hope you enjoyed that trip report. I really like that she was able to kind of customize her normal way of doing things to accommodate the group that she was traveling with. But on the after chat, I did ask her about her normal trips and how those typically go. And then she told me about an upcoming trip to Disney World with her boys that includes staying at the last few resorts that she has never stayed at because she has mostly stayed at all of the Disney World resorts. So we did talk about that on the after chat, and that's now up on Patreon in video and audio form. I think that'll wrap up this episode of WDW Prep to Go. For more information, please check the show notes in your podcast app or head to the website, wdwprepschool.com. Click on podcast at the top, scroll down to episode 505. Until next time, I'll see you on the site.